people say, well, how can Anthony Weiner, do this again? How can he get caught? Why was he sexting again after what happened the first time? And I've noticed that, and I talked about this in my Sunday service, that I saw reports on the internet where black men, young and old, but especially young and old, are really into sex. I mean, just into it. And the younger generation, and not all black men, of course, because some had good fathers and mothers, but those that didn't, they're into it. There was a report where some young men down in Memphis, Tennessee, was caught having sex with their young children, young daughters, as young as 3 weeks old. 3 weeks old. And there was a report of a young black male having sex with his grandmother while she was sleeping. She was taking medication, and the medication would cause her to fall asleep. And while she's sleeping, he would go and have sex with her. And he looked as though he was 16, 17, or 18. And the grandmother caught him one time. The way it was found out that the grandmother had taken her medication, she fell asleep on the couch. And so he went there and tried to have sex with her on the couch again, and she awakened, and she reported him to the police. And that's how it was found out. They tested the mother, and it was true that the boy had been doing that. And, you know, people wonder, how can they be into sex like that? Why is it that guys cheat on their wives? And why is it that they are into pornography and so into sex like they are? To the point, remember Bill Clinton in the White House. Now, like with this guy, Anthony Weiner, I guarantee you, Anthony Weiner, Bill Clinton, or these young boys who have sex with their kids or with their grandmothers or into pornography or whatever they're doing, cheat on their wife, does not want to do it. They don't wake up in the morning and decide, I'm going to go and cheat on my wife. I'm going to go and have sex with my 3-week-old daughter. Or my grandmother is sleeping, I'm going to go and have sex with her. They don't decide that. And people say, why don't they just stop? You can't just stop. And Anthony Weiner got caught, and I'm sure he had a lot of grief and pain and embarrassment from it. And I'm sure he said to himself, I would never do it again. Never. I can't believe I did that. I would never do it again. And then it was reported that he got therapy. So Anthony didn't want to do that, believe me. And to take that kind of risk, being in his position and who he is, do you think Anthony would want to go and start sexting with another woman, knowing that he couldn't trust her? And after losing everything prior to this scandal, including his dignity and his wife, he didn't want to do that. And I want men to think about it. Look at your own life. You will see how out of control you are with sex, and you find yourself doing things you do not want to do. You can't believe you did it. And that once it's over, you say, I'd never do it, you end up doing it again. It's like something else is controlling you. It speaks to you, and for a while you say no to it, and then you find yourself finally saying, yes, I'll do it, but I won't go all the way. Or I won't do this or do that. And you find yourself doing it, and the moment you do it again, you're into it, and you can't believe it. Sex is the last thing that I believe that men have to overcome. Food and then sex. And what's driving men sexually. And if you can understand this, you could be free of it, folks. I'm telling you. Then your marriages will work. You'll have better control of your lives and everything. So here's why men are out of control sexually. It's because, number one, you have to realize that men are looking for love. They're looking for love. And the reason that they're looking for love is because they are disconnected from the love of their earthly fathers. They feel unloved, but because they resent their mothers and grandmothers or whatever female in their lives, because they resent the female, they are subject and attracted and controlled by the female nature. They resent their mothers and they resent their grandmothers. So you become subject to what you hate. You become controlled by what you hate. And so the men having this void in their lives, having this emptiness in their lives, this void, they think that they're going to get this love from the woman. They're really trying to get love from her through sex. That's why they say sex feel good. A lot of young boys say, well, they're really into sex. I'm like, why are you into sex? It feels good, man. It makes you feel good. Well, why do you feel bad? I don't know. They have no idea why they're feeling this way. And so they're trying to find love through the woman, the person that they hate. If you notice, when you hate someone, that person, whether they know it or not, control you. They control you, whether that person know that they're controlling you or not. They have complete control over you, making you do things that you can't even believe that you would do because you hate the person. And so men are disconnected from their earthly father, so they feel their souls are empty. And the hatred of the woman try to fulfill that soul through the person they hate. Because a male gets his love, soul-fulfilling love from his earthly father, who got it from his father, who got it from his creator, who got it from his brother, Jesus Christ, who got it from his father, God. And so when you disconnect from your earthly father, you disconnect from that love. And the love that your ego is trying to get, because in that fallen state is all about the ego. The love that your ego is trying to get through the woman would never fulfill because she doesn't have it to give you. It's a phony love. It's a love that's only served you in the fallen state, and it's not a lasting love. So what I would recommend to men and women, tell your men this. Tell your sons and your brothers and your nephews and your male cousins and your husbands that they need to stop resenting their mothers and grandmothers and forgive their fathers for not being there so that they can return to the Father. Your soul, who you really are, will return to the Father, and the soul will be fulfilled with love. It will be completed. And again, it's not necessarily the love of the Father, but it's the love that's in your earthly father that was passed down to him from his Creator. And in all honesty, women who are looking for love from the men, it's the same problem. They're looking for the love of a father. And if they don't get it through their earthly father, they look for it from their boyfriends or husband. The unfortunate thing is that the boyfriend/husband don't have it either because he doesn't have his father's love. He only has his mother's ego love. So he's trying to get love. If you want to be free, and I recommend that you stop having sex. If you're not married, don't have sex. Because when you're having sex, it keeps you in that state of unconsciousness, in that fallen state of darkness, that where your ego requires you to have this to be fulfilled, and you end up destroying yourself. Stop having it so you can come out of the darkness and begin to have control. You can see, and you start to see how to return to your earthly father.